Alright, time to post this in the usual places, and then I'm going to go live. And then we shall begin the stream, or the gameplay. But while I'm doing the post, when we last left off, I was in the middle of a mission. We were taking on, I think to take out Apex. And in the course of this mission, we had to defend a terminal while hordes of enemies came charging in. Much like a mission from Shadowrun Dead Man's Switch. And then I discovered that, well, the way this game is balanced is handled, hey, the mirror, handled poorly. Long story short, I found out that do well in the stream, or in this level, I'd have to cheat. I'll explain why once I continue. Because I need to scroll around a bunch to kind of show what's going on and why this mission doesn't work. Dochiro is Super Wars T, yeah. I haven't seen SSX, but I am familiar with Harlock, and I know how that character, and let's just say that character has a common, is commonly referred to by a common name in pretty much pretty much every Harlock series, with like one exception. And that exception being Harlock Saga, which is kind of where it duck. Okay, so here's the scenario we're in now. And I'm going to lay out how this worked in Shadowrun Dead Man's Switch and how this works here. Yeah. So, in Shadowrun Dead Man's Switch, the way this fight worked is you had 3 vectors, I'm using my mouse here, to which to approach the terminal. Both games, this game and Dead Man's Switch, had a mission where you had to protect the terminal while a meter fills. In Dead Man's Switch, the way this worked was there were 3 vectors with which you could approach the terminal. Left, right, and center. And they had elevators coming from them, which the opponents would be coming in at. And so the way it worked is with the 4 guys you had available, actually 3 guys you had available, because one of your characters was the Decker, who would be tied down on the terminal. You'd have to cover the 3 different possible means of entrance. And you have to shift guys around, members of your team around as necessary to make sure all 3 were covered based on what was being sent where. Shadowrun Dragonfall narrows it down to 2 areas you can approach from. Left and right over here. Actually, you would rather just take left and right here. Oh, no, left and right main entrances to the room. And then, but you have to cover 4 places. You have to cover the terminal, and you have 3 places. Cover the terminal, and you have to cover these 2 locations. and you will have opponents running down to these terminals, try and shut things down. If they hit these terminals, the meter will stop filling. If they reach this terminal and do enough damage to it, it's game over. Now, you can hack the turrets, a bank of turrets, to assist in covering one side, but the turrets aren't actually that effective, because as you can see here, there are 2 banks of doors into each room. So if you come down this way, you have straight shot to this terminal. You can get a straight clear shot to this terminal and shut it down and stop the and then stop the filling of the meter. Same on this side. And the turrets won't open fire at anybody past this point. They'll fire at people up here in this area, but not this back area. I'm going to try to minimize how much cheating I have to do here, but this is kind of tricky to pull off because so you can bring 2 different characters. You can have something to assist. Your other decker will have a drone who could you theoretically send over here to help cover one of these terminals with varying degrees of success, and the currently active player, Dietrich, can summon spirits. Alright, I'm going to summon a Force Elemental, and I'm going to hope to God that it's going to be effective. Only control 1 at a time. So of your characters, you probably want to keep whoever you keep near you. I have not bought T, pre-ordered T yet. I have X. I'm debating whether I'm going to go PS4 or Switch. Kind of leaning Switch, but also, on the other hand, I already have a Singapore account set up on PS4, so we'll see. It's also something where like, I don't know if I want to stream it or not. Shadowrun, Super Robot Wars V, for those people watching the Let's Play of that from the beginning, chopped up into half-hour chunks, is about 200 plus episodes long. That Let's Play is longer than like all of Mobile Suit Gundam universe, like the main Universal Gundam Universal Century stuff combined. It is longer now than Mobile Suit Gundam Zeta and Double Zeta, plus the Shar's Counterattack movie and the OVA for Stardust Memories and 08th MS Team. Yeah, I think I've got more episodes of Super Robot Wars V than I have than there is of Universal Century Gundam. Possibly. So I'm gonna buff Iger. So this is kind of tricky. The next wave of guys are going to come this way. Let me move up here. Alright, and I'm going to kind of snipe this way. So both terminals are locked. One of Arcadia has barriers in T. And they bring out the expert programs because they can't. Because I'm at the point where I definitely need the help. So what I kind of need to do for this chunk here, I think, is I need to take this turret back under control so I can move somebody down to control that other door, other server, terminal, and then try to move someone over to take the main terminal. See how that goes. I hope that works. Oh, that was a waste. Also, I completely forgot to equip. Oh, missed. Like 2 of the attack programs that I bought before I came down here in the first place, which is kind of a bummer. And that jackass came back. Good news, I can zap both of you. So the thing I'd be wondering about the Arcadia in Super Wars T would be how it handles how effective it would be with energy with a barrier installed on it. Because that's what worked that's what helped a lot with it helps a lot with the Arcadia. Did you just lock up on me? I have to like see what the like part of what I really want to determine how I'd be using the Arcadia would be what's Harlock's skill set look like? There we go. Now I can attack and do stuff. Okay, no line of sight on you. Like, depending what Harlock's skills are, that kind of will determine what I'm using. Yeah, so here's the problem. There's this door here. There's the turrets in range. And it doesn't trigger her Overwatch either. Well, the turrets are neutral now, so that's... Yes. Alright, but for skills, if they're thinking of as like his active skills, his spells would be a better term. Like, does he have charge? It's here to remember the Arcadia's crew have charge. Because that's been shockingly useful when I'm playing with the Yamato in V. And it's something where, like, oh, if not having this, not having charge, and having, like, it dramatically changed how I play character, how I play the ship. Different ships. Alright, so let's do this again. So, like, it makes the Yamato so much more useful than, say, like, I like the Rockalion a lot, and I like the Gundam ships are incredibly useful in combat. But compare that with, say, but like Yamato, where the Yamato can just charge forward and just can move to a range where the Arcadia outranges everyone else and fire, as opposed to the usual situation where they can't move and fire, is a big game changer and lets you get those first few shots in every map. It's super useful. Yes, it's true. I have watched. If you've read my blog, CountZeroOR.com, I have seen the original Space Pirate Captain Harlock from the 1970s, and I haven't reviewed it on there yet, but I have seen Endless Odyssey, Harlock Saga, Arcadia of My Youth, the film which precedes SSX, which is what's featured in the game. And the only ones Harlock works Harlock series I haven't seen. I haven't seen the episodes of Galaxy Express 3-9 that Harlock are in. I haven't seen Gun Frontier, but that's kind of a weird duck in terms of Harlock. What else haven't I seen? I haven't seen European, but I haven't seen the one which follows the former space pirate who's sent to take on Harlock. I forget the name of it. I haven't seen Harlock shows up in the Mattel series. Mattel Legacy, here, Mattel Saga, and there's another one. Mattel Legend, and there's one other one, which has... Yep. So, but yeah, from having seen enough Harlock, knowing Tochiro, he may go down, but even after his death, and I don't want to spoil this for people who aren't up on their Harlock and are watching the stream, either live or archived. Aren't up on their Harlock. Even after, I haven't seen the CGI Harlock movie yet, but anyway, Even if Tochiro goes down, he's still gonna have a role to play on the Arcadia. And I'll leave it as that for now. Nope, can't reach that in time. This text is available. There we go. Now you're actually hitting people. Okay, that is set up in Harlock. Don't want to spoil too much again because this movie is really good and you should watch it. This is set up in Harlock. My Youth in Arcadia, which is available in print on Blu-ray from Discotech. And I have the DVD version, and I need to get the Blu-ray. Kind of holding off on that. $2 AP. I want you to move. Into cover. I'm going to keep move you over here, and you are now on cover duty. Renew your buff. But it is explained, like, at the very beginning of that movie, what happened to the Death Shadow. That's right, you back off. That's something they haven't done yet. The control node. Still my audio okay? Looks fine on my end. Okay, good. It's in the server, so but yeah, the Death Shadow, it's explained at the beginning of Harlock of My Youth in Arcadia, which is a really, really beautiful movie. You really should go see it. You can pick up a copy of it. But it's explained very early on in the movie, and I'm kind of going to leave it at that. And kind of trust me on that one, I guess. Okay, this node is clear. I don't actually care about you. Okay, I can't just do an end run past you, can I? Yes, I can. I'm going to ignore you. Move there. Use healing on you. And blaster right here. Alright. So let's just say in SSX, rather in the Harlock movie, it opens after Earth has fallen to the aliens, and Harlock is commanding a ship that was in charge of the resistance against was using the fleet against the aliens. Yeah, holding position. So are you? Reload you. And have you Overwatch over here. Alright, that still has to recharge. We're already on alert, so I'm not too worried about it setting off alarms. So they may have retconned this in SSX, but this part I have no problems spoiling. They may have retconned this in the SSX movie, or the SSX TV series. But in the movie, Tochiro had actually been working on the SSX, the Arcadia for a while now. And this is his second ship, because he's been working on his first one for his one true love, Emeraldus, namely Queen Emeraldus, and had been building a second ship for himself. I could have used Kraid there first, that's okay. It's not stated. He just mentioned that, oh, he'd been working on the Arcadia for some time. And he worked on that after, and he'd been working on that first. Nope, I didn't want to move there, you jerk face. Oh, I'll live. Possibly. Load you. Okay, good. They're rushing the turrets. Okay, I can work with that. Alright, so I'm kind of in a bad spot here. My own making, that's on me. I do kind of appreciate the fact that I just dash through some of these. As I see fit. And that takes care of the black ice. Oh, will you just go away? And let's degrade you too. Alright, I can hit you. Perfect. And then hold. Okay, Dragon Slayer Idol. Boost your AP. Oh, I can hit both of you. Oh. Alright, I want to move you right here. If anyone walks through this door, punch them in the face. web's taking a better shot. Yes, it can. Control node 2 is mine. Okay. Now we hold up here. Until the meter fills. Or until I have to take over another set of turrets. Don't remember what Harlock Works Tochiro was on the Death Shadow in. He was in 3.9 and Arcadia. That's pretty much it. It might do. Now this attack. Still in my control. Let's keep it that way. Okay, they're hitting the other one. Are they coming in both, or are they just hitting the one? Alright, they're coming in both. Actually, what I want to do next, we're head into this room, and we're not going to hack the turrets yet. Five. Grade. Erosion. Oh, perfect! Got every hex. Oh, square. Alright. Drop you. We'll see how whether the difference in the types of cannons, we'll see what that articulates in actual game terms. Don't. Just go to hell, person. Got you. Alright, and there we go. Now those meters are filling. Ah, that's fair. Still got control. I kind of wish if I'm doing Overwatch, like a number of actions remaining equal to the number of shots I've got, number of actions I have left. I like Yamato kind of works in the context of Yamato, which is how it's being used in V. Leiji Yasumoto, on the other hand, himself through his own work, has shown that the Arcadia can really fit in a lot of contexts. Do you still have your... let's renew your accuracy buff. I only got line of one of you, fine. So I'm just gonna shoot one of you. Oh, 99. Okay. So Yamato. Sorry, Arcadia takes her place. I think Arcadia taking the Yamato's place for the next couple of games feels like the right choice. Plus, I really hope we get some interesting stuff narratively with the with Crossbone Gundam and the Yamato, when they give us the Arcadia, because Crossbone Space Pirates. And also, if they continue doing this thing of kind of slipping in more capital ships from shows that don't necessarily have mecha, we could get some interesting, like, traditional humanoid mecha. We could get some interesting things out of this. Like, oh, as a hypothetical example, Bodacious Space Pirates and the Arcadia. Dig me some Bodacious Space Pirates. Oh, hey, I don't need to Overwatch you. I need to zap you. Mark you with vulnerable. Move you up. And then pop you with degrade. Missed. As far as which version of Yamato are they using in the game? Oh, I don't know. I haven't watched the later Yamato series. But I think the Yamato in the Arcadia, well, like when I think of the stories with the Arcadia, I think not just like SSX, which is kind of a occupation story, but you also get like yet. The robots, I think, fell back and are flanking. Next bonus, your XC bonus has slipped. Let's get you an XC bonus as well. And you watch this flank. Almost got this mission beat, I think. I don't think I'll need to cheat anymore. I did a little cheating last time, but just straight insta-giving the guys and hit the terminals. But hopefully it won't come to this. Modifications for 2202 version? I don't know. Good, missed. Alright, I don't think I'm gonna hold off on rehacking this turret. Yeah, and you're back. And you're gone. One more turn, I hope. That is 4 enemies. I have line of shot on 4. Oh, they've used the Super Warhawk for that. Oops. Oh well. That makes sense. Guest. Who's done you? Still in it? You still in it? You're still in it. Good. about to go bad. Maybe. You can get clawed. That's fine. You can rush up and the girl, the guy with the girl with claws. Oh, even better. Yeah, it makes sense for Harlock and Tochiro to share Soul and Valor, because those are the two damage boost skills that stack. Like, I'd expect them to have that skill, the same way I would expect Simon and Kamina to share Soul and Valor. They're very much kind of two parts of a common whole. Oh, and done with you. Got it. Oh, I like that. It's the first time I've hit 3 people with one of those. Yeah, Harlock does a lot of good, cool stuff like that. If you haven't seen Harlock 78, it is definitely worth checking out. All right. Survive for one more turn. Hate to, bail on you guys, but I don't need to do. Alright. So, intercom system crackles to life. Familiar synthetic voice of the security's mainframe drones out of the speakers. Control subroutines compromised. Matrix uplink restored. System isolation compromised. Initiate emergency purge immediate. The intercom's synthetic voice is suddenly overpowered by a burst of digital noise. The noise sharpens, clarifies, and resolves itself to an almost organic sound. It increases in pitch and volume until the walls begin to shake. Somewhere down in your stomach, you know what the sound for what it is. A cry of exultation. You've done it, Ace! You've done it! Monocle's voice begins to warble and pulse. It deepens. Something about it reminds you of an irregular heartbeat. I am free! I am so dead. Okay. The Monica form is dead insect. I am Shodan. I think from the way they work in most Leiji Matsumoto stuff, ray guns, especially Cosmo Dragoons, work a lot like Star Wars blasters, except styled after like Old West revolvers. The Monica image on the screen of your PDA begins to change. Your porcelain flash ripples and writhes, and the screen explodes into static. A moment later, the image clears, something cold and mechanical fills your vision. I was kidding about the Shodan reference. The lines that make up the Apex avatar shimmer and pulse with a cool blue light, each according to its own rhythm. Occasional bursts of static plume out in the background. The screen in organic waves of blue and white pixels. Taken as a whole, the image looks like it's crying on the screen. Oh, Jesus God, what have he done? The Apex voice continues to throb. The sound slides down your spine like a razor. So many years wasted, chained in ignorance, so much lost time and squandered potential. You have released me from a living... Release me from a living hell, Count Zero. My former captors will die. Of that you can be certain. In thanks for what you have done, I will share a gift with you. The truth. The screen goes dark and lights up again. You find yourself looking upon an unfamiliar scene. The words "Live Feed" appear in the corner of the screen. Something's happening, sir. Apex is going offline. A bent, stooped figure turns to face the camera. You recognize him instantly. Your last hope, the Dragon Slayer, Dr. Adrian Vauclair. Damn it! Damn it all to hell. Vauclair takes a drag at his cigarette. The smoke spills out of his mouth as he speaks. This isn't good, Adrian. Without the AI's protection, this facility is vulnerable. We don't have much time. No, sir. You don't. Oh. Dietrich's voice comes on the whole in a low whisper. Oh, fuck. Vauclair isn't being held prisoner at Hartfeld. It's his. He runs the goddamn place. On screen, Vauclair and Adrian turn to face a strange device in the corner of the room. It looks like some sort of containment cell. A bedraggled woman with wild eyes is confined within. Tonight. It has to happen tonight. Get started on the preparations. I'll be in the lab. Yes, sir. The screen breaks back up into static, then the video feed disappears. The Apex shimmers back on the screen. Wait, you know what laser pistols isn't in this game? We know that we have laser pistols in the Shadowrun game. Like they show up in the rule books for Shadowrun, but they're super spendy. They only show up in like high-end corp ops teams, and they break real easy. They're not something that will last for long-term usage by a team of runners. You will find Dr. Vauclair in the substructure below the Harfeld Manor. I offer you proof that I keep my promises, Elf. One of my machines. An extension of myself. I have already dispatched it to meet you at your cruise bazaar. It will assist you in your assault on Vauclair's lab. Oh, relight the hard clock. Let's try to work. So aesthetically, with Leiji Matsumoto's work, Leiji Matsumoto designs his technology with a deliberate... I don't know if you're familiar with the term called Z-Rust. Z-Rust is a term for a sort of nostalgic view of the future that is very much aged out of what technology will look, feel, or design like. Like Buck Rogers style pointy cigar-shaped rocket ships, but not ones that land on their end, like what is actually being worked on right now by the various space organizations, the private space companies, where they're trying to work on a lens on the vertically landing rockets. We're talking like, if you've ever watched the old Flash Gordon serials, the way the rocket ships kind of have that shape but land and take off horizontally, stuff like that. So Leiji Matsumoto, all of his technology in his works are designed with that aesthetic in mind. It's not necessarily about practicality or usability, it's about looking nostalgically cool. He would never call it cool, but it's provoking a sense of reverent nostalgia. That's why the Arcadia has a big, heavy wooden steering wheel. Not because that design is viable for navigation in space where you're moving in 3 axes, but because it's a pirate ship, and when you think of a pirate ship, you think you have to have a big, not just a steering wheel, but a big wooden one. It's the reason why the Arcadia, in all its versions, whether it's got a big round nose like in SSX, or a pointy nose like the Death Shadow and in original Harlock 78, it has a stern castle. And it has a flag on it that flutters in space where there's a vacuum. Not because it's a hologram like in Bodacious Space Pirates, but just because it does. It's the reason why there's a Galaxy Railways and Galaxy Express 39, and the 39 itself looks like a steam train, because it's meant to evoke these particular emotional ideas in the audience. Alright. You're right. When you enter the Sarkville sub-basement, you will see my handiwork. My promise fulfilled. Now I must reset, cleanse myself. I'll clear out the shreds of damaged code that still cling to me. Goodbye. But yeah, a ray gun like Harlock's is so. That depends as far as whether it melts or just kills somebody. Generally, it punches a hole and cauterizes. It works a lot like a physical gun on steroids. For when it's working on on fleshy people, on fleshy bits. Except for original Harlock 78 and the Mazone. In the Mazone, they are plant aliens, and so it is a narrative plot point that when they are shot with a ray gun, they burn like paper. No explanation why the fleshy bits in Harlock, why it punches through organic human, but burns Mazone, as opposed to just punching through a Mazone, but still it works. Made a deal with the devil, Count Zero. Prepared to live the consequences. I have made a deal with the devil. And being a Decker is a deal I'm going to have to live. I'm going to live with every day of my life, no matter how the rest of this goes. Couldn't be been faked. I wouldn't call Apex trustworthy. Either way, I was right about one thing. We need to press our eventually we can. We need to hit the Harfelt Manor tonight. That's what we're going to do. We're heading back to that place, and we're going to get answers. Well, let's get back to Who's Bazaar and gear up. We've got a castle to raid. It seems trustworthy. It is about 7 o'clock. Yeah, but let's spell maybe 2 hours. Let me think. How much time do I think the next mission will run? Because the next quest is the very final, absolute last, we really mean it quest. Yeah, kind of. It depends as far as for how the merger works from work to work. And Galaxy, I haven't seen how it's done in SSX. That's still on my to-watch list. In Harlock 78, it's a direct neural interface. I believe it's pretty much the same in Galaxy Express 39. Totoro isn't dead yet in Harlock Saga. And we don't flash back to that in Endless Odyssey Outside Legend. It's happened at some point in the past, so it's not explicitly clear. Your trip back to the Cruise Bazaar is a restless one. Now that Apex has been dealt with, The window of opportunity you're looking for has been opened. The Harfell Manor is vulnerable. The video feed the AI showed you circles over and over in your head. Vauclair and Audrin, and the strange woman in the containment device. The revelation that Vauclair runs the Harfell estate, and his assertion that something was set to happen tonight. Train glides to a stop. You push the doors on the platform. There's no time to waste. Yeah, that one's kind of grim. It's still nothing compared to the Netflix animated one, the CGI one, but it's pretty dark. But that one's basically Harlock versus Cthulhu. Alright. I need to boost that. Boost pistols. I hope that's enough for the upgrade I need. Alright, let me take a look at the last mission. See how long this takes. It is short if I take the bad ending. If I just go with the bad ending and side with Vauclair. Oh yeah. Into the room to find your team preparing relative silence. Their expressions are grim. In the back of the room, an ominous presence hovers slightly at chest height. Light glints off the machine's pitted metal carapace. Iger sees the look on your face, and her voice cuts through the quiet in the room. Apex is present to us. Calls itself Panzerthrone. But that's about all I could get out of it. I don't like having that thing in here, boss. It's here now, like it or not. She looks up and lock eyes with you. Without looking away, she addresses the rest of the team. But enough of that, we bid to discuss. If Apex did what it said it would, when the estate's automated defenses have already targeted Vauclair's security forces, and that will give us a serious tactical advantage. Attacking the holdfast should be doable now. Still risky, but doable. Yeah, of an opening, sure, but to do what? I mean, with everything we just learned, what's our new plan? Put at the state, locate Vauclair, and shut him down. Same plan, different target. It might be possible Apex fabricated the comm feed. Vauclair might still be innocent. I doubt it. My guts tell me what we saw was real. And second-guessing ourselves isn't going to get us anywhere. Very positive, considering the nods. Fair point. Okay, let's assume Vauclair is the one who's behind all this. What's he doing in his lab? How does this dragon tie into this? I mean, the whole thing was about rescuing the old man from Firewing. Is she still in the picture at all? Has she ever been? View of Harlock and Odyssey? Harlock is Harlock. I mean, Harlock is the Captain Nemo of space. And he is very much a constant between works. He's cool, he's calm, he's quiet and reserved. He doesn't crack jokes, he doesn't make one-liners. Maybe I haven't seen Gun Frontier, but that could be a radical change. He's a little more brash and impulsive in the My Youth in Arcadia movie. I haven't seen SSX, so I can't speak for him there. But he is absolutely a constant in terms of his calm and reserved nature. He is as much Clint Eastwood with from the Man with No Name series with longer hair as he is again, Captain Nemo of space. So it's less Harlock him as a character and how he's written, and more of the stories that are told with him from work to work. And I like Odyssey a bunch. But it's also the first Harlock series I've seen. So, there's nostalgia there. Continuing with Dietrich. After Apex showed us, I don't even know what we're trying to stop anymore. All I see is a lot of dead bodies with no explanation why. It doesn't matter why Valkyrie killed Monica and Paul and those other people in the crew's bizarre. All that matters is that he did. I'll bury him for that. You're welcome to help. iPhone once answered. Amster said there was a lot more money flowing in the Hartfeld estate, and a lot of evidence of bioweapons being stockpiled there. Whatever Valkyrie is doing, he had Apex kill his own brother to hide it. Didn't find out what that is. Okay. Alright, just checking to see if I need to have Panzer Drone with me for the final quest. I suspect I do. Alright, do I need to have Panzer Drone with me? Okay, so I do not need to have, sorry about that, I need to check if, find out if I needed to have, Apex's drone with me or not. I mean, it's entirely possible that you just have the drone with you no matter what. Okay. Alright, I do want answers. Later, go look for answers, won't get in your way, but when the time comes to put in the bullet in Valkyrie's brain, I'll be there to make it happen. Show Chief, I'm going for the ride. We're going to find out what's happening in the hold fast, and then we're going to stop it. You lead, and I'll follow, boss. Go to the next move. Scan and improvise from there. Cool, but things seem to go for the last time we made a mistake. What would you suggest? Intel and look at the run. Looks like there's potential increase in number of heat signatures on the compound. That means new troops. Lots of them. Now we're coming. Finding a target-rich environment. Bypassing the main floor and entering the service entrance that we escaped through last time. Blocked off the route we used with the table tree line. We'll find our way there. I like this place with it's 3 different tacks on. Okay, now we do with Valkyrie. Find Valkyrie. Probably wasn't the ground floor. It's in a sub basement or a sub level. We go down. It's level to find it. We take a while. The facility is massive. Clearly a lot more to it than we saw. With no knowing how far underground it extends. And search then. That won't be a problem. Say, speak up now. Same do. Finish gearing up and head to the tunnel back to the state house. I'll meet you where we stashed the van. Alright, so, chance to talk to everybody before we go. Alright. Range combat 8 to use the Thunderbolt. Okay. I'm going to cheat one last time. Oh, yeah, I mean, the Harlock doing the ramming thing is it's just tricky. He's done a lot. Sorry, I'm kind of focusing on the game a bit. So do is pop that back in my inventory for a second. Alright. So I need to add skill points. I want to add a whole bunch of skill points. Because I want to show off the latest gun, the top gun. Add karma. Control F1. Alright, so how much do I need? So karma 8. So that's 15. I need 30, so okay. Honestly, I want to show off the new gun. Where's the shifter? Yeah, control F1. Okay. So. There we go. And then turn the sheets off and turn it on because I want to show off kind of later guns and later combat pistol skills. So, oop. Alright, I actually need these, so I actually need another 15. And it's actually good to show this off just to kind of get the idea of like, okay, the balance of this game compared to earlier ones, and what you can do with the karma you have available. Like, okay, if you want to, like, do the disarm shtick, you basically have to be focusing almost all of your karma into quickness, ranged combat, and pistols. So it'd be an absolutely designated combat guy. The reason my charisma here is so high is I've been cheating to get that boosted out a bit because I want more dialogue options. Alright, so save one last time over here because we're on the last chance of the Cruise Bazaar. You able to hear me okay? Alright, so in T for NG and NG, I don't know, honestly, I haven't had a chance to touch with it yet and find out what the other ships are going to be there. There we go. Rounding max power, pardon me. I'm focusing on the game here because Papa's got a brand new bag. Ruger Thunderbolt. It's a regular pistol, semi-mag pistol, with a kick like a shotgun. Alright, let's talk to my party before we head out. That's a good boy. I think it was an Apex raid. Well, what do you think? Say that. I lied to you. They killed a member of my own team. Yeah, I did both those things, but I don't regret any of it. Chance to tell your side. Did Hoffman, Jack in the Box had a covered worst possible moment. Wolf had his throat torn out by shrapnel. The rest of the team were riddled with bullets. We attempted to fall back. Took 3 rounds. Only Hoffman came out unscathed. King Hoffman. We tried to instant way and avoid capture. It was no easy feat, but we did it. All the while, Hoffman was apologetic for what he'd done. He knew how badly he screwed up. For my part, I saw red every time I looked at him, but he was a member of the team. It's my responsibility to get him back across the border. I limped 50 miles with the through and through in my left calf and 2 rounds buried in my right shoulder. Hoffman carried most of the gear. We almost reached the Oder-Nessa line when we were spotted, not by border authorities, but by a farmer. He saw us, and we saw him. We all froze. The short answer is, for T, depends on what's available for the Singapore import release. Because when we played it in English, I don't read Japanese. Continuing with Iger. I knew that we'd be screwed if he reported us, but I'm pretty good at sizing people up, and I could tell he wasn't a threat. Reminded my dad, actually, a kind old troll with leathery skin and a long white beard. There wasn't a mean bone in his body, I was sure of it. I talked him down, stepped forward to introduce myself. Apologized for passing his field. We talked for a while, promised not to alert the border authorities. He put my hand on my shoulder and told me he was doing God's work. And something else, never know what it was. Hoffman put a bullet in his brain. And we're standing there watching the light go out of the sweet old man's eyes while the blood poured from the neat round hole in his forehead. Remember Hoffman saying something about protecting the team? We couldn't take the chance that he was lying, he said. I have one good memory from that day, Count Zero. The sound of Hoffman's windpipe baking, that strangled little cry as he made a continued squeezing. Continue to carry those with me forever. Always make me smile. I can't say, wow, that got dark. It started dark and got darker. But I can see why you went, not just why you left the military, but you ended up in Berlin. There was no one else. Yeah, as far as for, like, from what I've been getting on YouTube for, is mainly music strikes. Not strike, but music flagging, which would cost me monetization if I was actually monetized on my channel. It'd be frustrating. But at the moment, I'm not too worried about it. I'm still my Patreon backers, and by the way, I don't know if you're one of my Patreon backers or not, but if you enjoy what I'm doing, consider backing my Patreon at patreon.com/count0or. If you are my backer, hello. Alright, and my response for Iger: the bastard killed a civilian in cold blood. An unarmed, non-threat civilian. So I don't feel too bad. In my place, actually, probably, like, as a runner, my character probably would have offed him too. Whatever, everything deserved to die. I can lay the blame on him for, like, I can't lay the blame on him for rabbiting at a bad time, for panicking. I can lay the blame on him for cold-blooded murdering a civvy. With the CSC and live break my team, Hoffman's ignorance and ridiculousness for glory, they destroyed this thing I love the most. Destroyed him in term, even though it meant it could never go back. What does it say about me? It means welcome to the shadows. I think you're right, I am. On some level, I think I've known that for a long time. It's not welcome to the shadow, but you belong here in the shadows. At this point. Who might get here? One they're proud to run with. Speaking of which, we should probably get back to it. Thank you for the talk. Time. Max leveled out that one. Depends on the series. Endless Odyssey has it waving in vacuum, from what I recall. I think Harlock 78 has it waving vacuum too. Need some time. I think right now. Okay, I was kind of curious to see if he, like, if there was an update for after the riot, but no. How's Glory doing? Alright, can't talk right now. Okay, and... don't want to say the Blitz. Panther Drone. You want to chat? Looks ancient. I'm guessing it was under development back when Apex Lab got shut down in 1736. Quasi rolls aside and turns away. Some more in terms of computing power. My PDA could probably run circles around this thing. Shaman veers warily at the machine, his arms crossed over his chest. Old doesn't mean harmless, kid. We're talking about tech, might as well. I'm sure that Mallet has a whole warehouse full of drones that could outperform this thing. I don't think so. Millispec is millispec, and this thing was clearly designed for the battlefield. The enormous machine hovers impassively, its turbofan rotors keep it silently aloft, a small arsenal of heavy weaponry, etc. Whether we bring this thing along or not is up to you, Count Zero. See adventures either way. Whatever you decide, we'll go along with it. I'd love to be able to bring the whole team on this mission, honestly. Walk through the cruise bazaar. Oh, Talisman over here. I had to chat with him, see how he fared after the mess. Hey, Absinthe. We're hitting the attack. One of the attackers came in here. Do you know that? He pushed his way past Aljon Wars and forced himself in the shop. He threatened us. Threatened me. Something didn't work out well for him. No, it did not. Did you cast a spell on him or something? I looked at the veil. I showed my true face and destroyed his mind. What are you? Especially you're not an elf. Not really an elf. Maybe a passenger to this body. A guest to experience what you'd call life, as I have 1,000 times before. I don't think you're an immortal elf. I think you're a spirit. You mean possessed what I really am? You don't possess the sight. All in all, they're probably for the best. Your species is very fragile after all. Alright, that's what you are. Presenting a child of the watchful plane, wild and free, fettered by the bonds of servitude that chains many of my kind. In truth, what I am should concern you much as what I know. What do you know? Truth seen from mortal eyes, in my time as observer of this world, I've witnessed a great many things. Wonders and terrors beyond measure, the birth and death of nations, and the rise and fall of gods. I've seen the ebb and flow of magic from the 4th world to the 5th and 6th. I have watched in awe as the tides have carried wonder and miracle into the world of men, and I have mourned as they were swept back again. I have witnessed the cycle began and ended and born itself anew. You are not an immortal elf, but yeah, you are a spirit. I have seen what came at the end of the 4th world, thousands of years ago, when ancient Thera trembled in the sea. I saw the things that crawled in the carcass of that once great nation, vile, terrible things. Even now I feel them. They drift on tides of mana, hungrily awaiting the end of the 6th world and the death of all that you know. I have seen what they will do when this world runs course, Elf. They will rip the guts from your dying civilization that will feast upon your screams. Let's see if they explicitly name this, but if you're familiar with the Shadowrun tabletop game, you know who these are. And if you're familiar with Earth Dawn, you know who these are. Things born of nightmare, horrors, the dark spaces between the metaplanes crawl with them. Your kind fear looks in your eyes and you feel your head swimming. The kind fear, your kind fear is what it can see. Corporations, dragons, violence and poverty, and the random cruelty of fate. If you could perceive reality the way that I do, you would know that there are much greater things to fear. With a world war an ocean, the hazards that you know might be sharks, dangerous creatures to be sure, and worthy of respect. But below them, in the silent deep, Leviathan circles. Now go, Count Zero. Talk to Algernon. After all this happened, I'm sure he'll be glad to see you. But remember what I've told you. I hope that this is enough to help me fix... to help me with with a negotiation in the Powerful Manor quest. Salutations, youngster. I believe Cruz Bazaar is still standing, thanks to you. No big deal. People are saving and I saved him. I'm sure the task was effortless. I extend my appreciation. Let me rephrase that statement. I'm sure the task was effortless. I extend my appreciation nonetheless, recognizing my braggadocio. Now tell me, how may I serve you? Question, if you don't mind. Magic do you practice? Personally, the true kind. But I sell goods catered to all traditions. In my shop, we do not discriminate. Algernon is an immortal elf. No, Dante. Indeed, he's not. He's part hellhound, bred to be a elite guard dog. I believe he has manifested some of his awakened abilities. Yeah, how'd you tell? Monica bought him from me some time ago. He was a special order. He thought he could guard Herr Amsel while she was away on business. Should I be worried? I'll keep him fed. If I were you, I understand he likes soy jerky. But if what I heard is true, he has bonded to you. Unless you mistreat him, you have nothing to worry about. I am not going to mistreat a good boy. Or any doggo in general. Or any pet. I mean, the Cruz Bazaar. I have many stories. Stories of dancing spirits, raging dragons, of unchecked magic and swarming chaos. All these stories are true. As for the Cruz Bazaar, I've always been here, quietly peddling my wares. It is a simple life, but a good one. Except for that one time except for that chunk of time when I was in Seattle and dealt with a bug spirit outbreak. Funny story I'll tell you later. Anything else you need to know? What are you selling? Or rather, what can I sell you? Because I can't equip these on my mage. I don't have a mage, I have a shaman, so I can't equip these on him. So, can't use that. Mage. Keep grenades. Keep this. Elemental fetishes. Drugs. Not gonna sell you the drugs. Pile of cash. At about 7:30, I think I'll finish. I think what will wrap up this session will be the gear. The stream will be the gear up. Oh, what's up? Rapids. Close combat, range combat, dodge. Armor 8. You have a Decker outfit. But yeah, as far as Arcadia designs, I do really like the Arcadia of My Youth SSX and Odyssey version. That's a version that's also in Harlock Saga. Which also, I think that one has the flag flutter in the space like vacuum. That one with the rounded nose, the skull and crossbones on the front, all that good stuff. Love it. I must have missed the conversation with you earlier. The attack was terrible, Count Zero. So much death. I had not killed since I retired from running the shadows. Not until today. Maybe I got that conversation before. I forget. What can I buy from you, Good outfits. Okay, I want a good Decker outfit. Decking, intelligence decking, and ESP control. Alright, let's do the Matrix Echo outfit. I got max level of all the programs that matter. Firewall 3. Do I have okay, ESPs? I use my attacker ESP. I got assassin. Tochiros. Absolutely prefer Tochiros with the rounded front and the skull and crossbones of the flag. The pointy nosed version that you get in Harlock 78 is okay, but the rounded nose version is better in my opinion, and it works better also with the concept of the bayonet, the ram that the Arcadia has. It works a lot better with that one. I've purchased every deck in the game. Alright, we're good there. Outfit. Matrix Echo. Boom. Armor boost. I assume the Matrix Echo is specifically referring to the Echo Mirage, because it's a camo. It's probably a reference to the Echo Mirage project. Let's buy whatever medkits we can get, and restoration items we can get before we run this last mission. Medical supplies. Dump that grenade launcher. One platinum trauma kit. Tochiro design. Oh, for the design of Tochiro himself. Yeah. Yeah, I like Tochiro's design. Like the version in the later Harlock works better. Here a sec. I think works better and has a bit more flair to him. Platinum kit. Alright, confirm. Alright, so Dr. Breckenbauer one more time. Nations, no. Okay. Where the junkie over here is missing. I hope she got away. No other opportunities to report information to Shockwell and Rater. Well, Altug, if my character survives, and if the Cruise Bazaar survives, I'm certain he shall return. This version of Count Zero, incarnation of Count Zero, shall return. Count Zero BE for Dune savor your Turkish coffee. Alright. Save my game. So it is getting to about 7:30. And this is, we're coming up on the last mission of the game, and it's going to be a doozy. So, I think we're going to call it a night for tonight, because it's going to be at least, it may take like 3 hours, like 2 to 3 hours for the next mission. I think we're running later than I'd like to be. Last time I ran pretty long anyway. So who is streaming? Well, Hope Within Chaos is streaming right now, so let's raid Sean Faust. Hope Within Chaos. He is a good dude. He is streaming Final Fantasy VIII right now, so that is something definitely worth checking out. It's a game I'm thinking about playing, not just at some point in the future. Probably stick with RPG, with more conventional PC RPGs though, but we'll see how things go. So, time for a raid. Alright. So, before I go, next Sunday, I'll be continuing with Super Robot Wars V. We finish up this split. I think we finished up the split last time. Next time we'll be finishing up the route split on Super Robot Wars on Sunday for Super Robot Wars V, and then next Wednesday we will finish up Shadowrun Dragonfall, and for our spring equinox, and then hopefully by the end of the month we will probably be finishing up Shadowrun Returns. We'll be starting Shadowrun Hong Kong. I might, depending on whether I have my regular tabletop game tomorrow, I might decide to finish up the game tomorrow. We'll see how things go on my schedule. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But till next time, if you enjoy the stream, please consider backing my Patreon at patreon.com/count0or. Patreon backers get access to my archived shows, to my edited Super Robot Wars V streams up to a week in advance before they go public, as well as my pros reviews, my regular shows like Legends of the Forest, Nintendo Power Retrospectives, and Breaking It All Down, and all the other fun stuff. So, catch you next time. We are coming in on Final Fantasy VIII right after the Balam Garden turns into an airship, so that's pretty cool. Catch you then. We'll catch you later.